You may begin.
Hey guys, so where's that?
Let's read back up a bit before full.
Once upon a time, there was a fish living in the chilly, crisp waters of Taylor Creek by the name of Timothy. He had cool green, deep purple, and vibrant blue gills that glistened in the sunny village known as North Vancouver. Timothy was a cutthroat trout, and he was very passionate about keeping the creek clean and safe for all the different organisms that inhabit it.
Hi guys, I'm Timothy.
He was a kind and funny character, known and loved like a brother by the creek's animals, even the large furry bears. Speaking of bears,
Hi everyone, I'm Bruce the Bear. I'm Timothy's best friend, which is weird considering I use family members all the time.
I thought you said you changed to a berry diet.
Alright, I forgot about that. Come on, Timothy, I forgot.
anyways, back to my story. Bruce and Timothy were best friends, despite their mass differences in diet opinions. They would do anything for each other and anything for the creek. One day, Bruce was walking along the crunchy trail, kicking sharp pine cones along the muddy creek bank. Aside him was Timothy, who was gliding through the crisp water, looking for shiny rocks. Timothy suddenly stopped when his search was interrupted by a muggy substance in the water.
There's a horrible cloudy powder in the water. It's making my gills wheeze.
Oh my, what do you think it is?
I'm not sure. It's black like soup and powdery like flour. I'm gonna try and swim around it. It seems toxic and not safe to swim through.
It's probably those dumb humans dumping stuff into the creek again.
Yeah, and to think we have shiny and bright signs that tell them not to.
Maybe it wasn't on purpose.
You know, we've lost millions of fish due to humans not putting their waste in the proper disposal bin. They dump it in our creeks and it's no biggie. But guess what? I'm mad. I'm gonna do something about this.
You're right, look at that troll over there dumping all the stuff into the creek.
You're right, those trolls. They're so selfish.
Bruce decided it was time to go. He didn't want to have to watch Timothy go after him and splash his little fins at the guy. The two left downstream, but Timothy convinced Bruce to come back with him the next day. Bruce found out from a deer nearby that the troll's name was Rat, and although he was nice enough, he didn't give a flying fin about the environment. As far as the waste situation went, he came down to the creek 6 times a day to empty his waste and garbage. The real issue here was that Taylor Creek wasn't a creek with just a few fish, there were hundreds. The fish would soon come upstream to lay their eggs, but they'd have to dodge a bunch of crunchy garbage and cloudy, polluted water in the process before they could swim back to a cleaner part of the creek. 2 weeks passed and the creek situation wasn't looking good.
What are we supposed to do? I've had to swim around so many toxic parts of the water, and I've also had to dodge so many pieces of trash. It's almost like they're attached to me or something.
I'm sure it'll be ecstatic to know that I have a plan that will only help with the families, your family's population, but also with the garbage. I call it the Stream Cookers Hatchery and Water Purifying System.
What now?
Stream Cookers Hatchery and Water Purifying System. It'll help with the eggs hatching safely, and it'll purify the water so you don't run into any more of those toxic substances. I've also asked some of my bear friends to help pick up some garbage so you don't run into it anymore.
Really? When did you do this? That's amazing. I don't know what to say.
A simple thank you will work, and you'll need to forgive me for eating some of your friends because technically I'm replacing them with a new one.
I guess you're right, but how does it work though?
Bruce explained to his friend, along with a few other fish that joined, that the hatchery would start with an entrance like to a waterfall. They could jump up. He talked about how it would be on each side of the creek and tethered to the creek's banks. The water purifier would take in the water from the creek, clean it, and then flush it back out. With continuous filtering acts like this, eventually it would clear out all the pollution from the water.
Not because it's Rex, the troll who's causing all this trouble. I think we should go talk to him about dumping all the waste into our creek.
Yeah, that sounds like a good idea. Maybe if he knows the impact he has on the creek, he'll stop.
Bruce and Timothy waited for the troll to return to dump his garbage in the creek, and they planned out what they would say in hopes of the stubborn troll to listen.
Hey, you over there.
Are you talking to me?
Yes, you. Can you come over here, please?
I guess, maybe.
Hey, Rex, that's your name, right?
Yes, good guess.
So, you and Timothy have been noticing that you've been dumping a bunch of waste into the creek.
Yeah, the location is so handy. I dump everything upstream. It's from like battery acid to candy. Sometimes even pop and tissue. Why, is that an issue?
Actually, it is, you see. When you dump waste into the creek, it affects the creek and the animals living in it.
Where else am I supposed to go? Going out to town isn't all that easy, you know.
Maybe find somewhere else, you dumb rhyming.
Not now, Timothy. Not now, Timothy.
You see, sometimes when you, most of the time, all the time when you dump waste into the creek, it affects the fish and all the other animals living inside of the creek. Bruce explained this to Rags, and he decided that he would take his waste somewhere else, more safe. For the next while, they talked a bit more, and then it was time for Timothy and Bruce to get to work. For the next few weeks to come, they would be designing and planning a hatchery and water purifying system. They knew it wouldn't be easy, but they also knew that it would impact them in extraordinary ways. There were positive vibes all around until bad news came. They weren't actually allowed to tamper with the creek.
I can't believe it. After all this time, we didn't even think to check about permits.
I'm so mad at myself. I should have known all of this.
Timothy and the other animals assured Bruce that although it was a shame they couldn't actually make the hatchery a reality, the awareness they brought to the village was an impact itself. The amount of trolls dumping waste in the creek had gone down significantly, and even though the hatchery wasn't a reality anymore, it was still in the back of the villagers' mind that it would make an impact.
You have such a big heart, Bruce. Sometimes things just don't work out. Next time, we can still make an impact on the creek, but next time, let's find out what we have to do to make it a reality.
You're right. Let's put our heads together and figure out our next plan to make a real and physical impact that's not just talking to the villagers and making blueprints.
It wasn't a happily ever ending. It wasn't a happily ever after ending, but the two were determined to make their next project a success and overall make an impact. The end.